my Selangor binti chairman, chairwoman, Saudari Teresa, Bagi Dawisan, Bagi Charles Santiago, all my very, very distinguished guests present tonight. Thank you so much for all the support that you have shown to make sure that I will keep speaking up for all of you, for all Malaysians, and for all Malaysians. I was sued for defamation. I was hoping that Govind will say the things I cannot say tonight. He didn't elaborate. I'll risk it and elaborate it a little bit. I just ask for more money from you, Lord. I am not allowed to repeat those defamatory remarks. The judge has already given an injunction against me repeating those remarks, but I can tell you what the judge wrote in her judgment. The judge wrote that Tony Pua said if Syabas is unable to pay its debts, then it should return the concession to the state government. The judge said that Tony Pua said if Syabas is unable to repair its pipes, then it should get out of the water business. The judge found those remarks to have been defamatory, and I'm required to pay 200,000 ringgit in damages to Syabas. I'm quite sure that Saudari Teresa's court speech just now was more defamatory than mine. How can? But that's not for me to judge. That's for the judge to judge. And that's for Saudara Govind to do his best in the appeals court to get me out of trouble. But why has all this come about? Why has all this fighting come about? Led by the Tan Sri himself, Tan Sri Khalid Ibrahim. When we came into power in 2008, what is among the first thing that Tan Sri instituted? Every single household in Selangor enjoys 20 cubic meter of free water every single month. For many of us here, the amount is not much. Even though some of us don't have to pay water bills anymore because we don't use more than 20 cubic meters a month. But to the Selangor state government, that is a cost of more than 130 million ringgit every single year. And where did the money come from? We are not earning so much more than the previous Barisan National Government. We are spending the same amount, and yet we can afford 130 million ringgit to help the people subsidize their cost of living. Where did this money come from? This money came because we run a government without corruption. This money came because we do not have a Menteri Besar who buy 20 million ringgit palaces. This money came because we don't have cronies like Zakaria, Siak Kaliao, build his palace among all squatters in France. This money came because our Menteri Besar fights for every single penny to make sure that it is well spent for the rakyat of Selangor. Let me digress a bit. I'll give you an example. Before water, there's also rubbish. In Selangor, they privatized rubbish under Barisan National. They privatized to this company called Alam Flora. If you don't know, Alam Flora is owned by Tan Sri Satgopta. I talk about Tan Sri Mokhtar's story later, if I have time. Tan Sri wanted to take back the cleaning contract, not the rubbish collection contract. They merajuk, you want to take back cleaning contract, you take back everything. And that's why, to be fair, to be honest, we had some teething problems in the transition period towards the end of last year as well as early this year. But what we have done instead is to institute policies of good governance and open tender. We no longer do it like Barisan Nasional. Tapau Kaleo, give our crony, privatize the entire contract to them. Every single local council in Selangor now conducts open tender to award the best tenderers the contract to clean rubbish in Selangor. And country can correct me if I'm wrong. In the entire Selangor, because of this open tender exercise, Selangor saves 100 million ringgit every single year by getting rid of that alam flora. And for those who stay in PJ alone, in Petaling Jaya alone, the tender saved MBPJ 40 million ringgit every single year. So you can understand how much this cronies take home every single day. That's alam flora. So this is how we get our money for you, to make sure that we can deliver more welfare, more goodies, more infrastructure, and more benefits for the people of Selangor. What else did we do? Among the first thing we did was, after we come into government, we stopped Syabas from raising tariffs. In the contract signed by Barisan Nasional, both the state government and the federal government, in 2009, we have to raise tariffs by 37%, not Syabas, not 3%, not 5%, not 10%, 37%. Tan Sri said, no, we will not burden the people of Selangor with the bullshit that Barisan Nasional has done. We fought, and we are still fighting today. 2012, this year, they are supposed to increase by another 25%. Only crony contracts with Barisan Nasional do you get this type of lucrative terms. We said no, we fight, and that's why we launched a campaign to buy back water, to bring back water under the state control, to make sure that no private company can abuse its powers to make the rakyat suffer. And today, I'm sure Tan Sri will talk a bit more about this later. The problem is coming to a head, and this is showing why we should never privatize critical utilities in this country. This has been talked about by Saudara Charles. I'll just emphasize what you can see today. Because water has been privatized to Syabas, people of Selangor now are being held ransom by Syabas. Suka-suka, they want to ration water, they can ration water. Mana boleh macam ni? The dams are all full. They cannot drink water, or they cannot do water properly. They say they want to ration water. We are being held to ransom. And I can assure you, this is political. They want to make the rakyat suffer because they would think that it is the state government that is at fault, and therefore we should vote Pakatan Rakyat out in the next general elections. Will you vote for Syabas dirty tricks? No. And I think this is an issue of national interest. If we are talking about threatening national security, it is not people like me, it is not people like Charles, it is not people like Gobin, it is not Lim Kit Sian. We just talk only, we do nothing. It is people like Syabas who are threatening every single Malaysian in Selangor with no water. That is national threat to our security. Those are the people that the government must take action against, and we call upon federal government to stop Syabas from carrying out all these irresponsible threats. I've not sorted out my Syabas suit yet. It's still in a bill. But I think you have read the papers. There seems to be another suit coming. First Syabas, now Fong Chan-on want to sue me. Tan Sri Dr. Fong Chan-on is the chairman of Sustainable Energy Development Authority. Gobin is sweating. He can only do so much pro bono work. But I tell Gobin, don't worry. Our future is bright and we are attracting a lot of young talent into our party. And we have more than enough lawyers to be able to defend us. Your MC for tonight, Sarah, don't see her young like that, no. People just graduated from bar in UK, was the top Asian student in UK bar. And we have more money. Many more such that people who fight for the rights of the rakyat will never have to worry that there will be no one to defend them in the court of law. Back to country Dr. Fong Chan On. What happened? I raised a scandal. Solar energy. Now you can actually put solar panels in your house and then sell electricity to Tenaga. It's good enough, it's real. True, it's called Renewable Energy Program. But most of it goes to companies. 20% allocated for individual houses, 80% goes to companies. And under the Renewable Energy Act, it says specifically no monopolization. There must be fair competition and the award must be transparent to all the successful bidders. I haven't finished my story, you know, man. We looked through the companies. There were 32 successful companies. And they looked all very innocuous. Everyone looked different. But when we dig deeper, after 3 layers of holding companies, we found one single shareholder. Who's that shareholder? Her name is Suzi Suliana binti Mohd Sidek. Mohd Sidek sounds very familiar. Who is he? Go and Google Mohd Sidek, Suzi Suliana. Who are they? Tan Sri Mohd Sidek is your recently retired Chief Secretary to the government, recently appointed Chairman of Petronas. Suzi Suliana is his daughter. 12 companies got awarded 1/3 of the quota. The Act says no monopoly, must have fair competition. But Suzi Suliana's companies, 12 companies, managed to successfully secure the 32% of all quota in there. So I asked, apa ni? SEDA must jawab, must answer. How come all the quota went to one particular shareholder? Tan Sri Fong Chan On said, everything was done online, everything was above board. Only companies that managed to meet the technical criteria and financial commitment were awarded the contract. So I checked all these 12 companies, check. Every single one of these 12 companies paid up capital, RM100. The deadline for submissions for this application, 2nd of December 2011. When were these companies set up? 11th of November 2011. 3 weeks before the deadline of submissions, they were able to successfully create a company and win 1/3 of the solar energy quota. I asked Tan Sri Fong Chan On, you must be either very incompetent. Here's the defamatory bit. You must be either very incompetent or you are not telling the truth. So he threatened to sue me. How can you call me a liar? I asked, then how come this company set up 3 weeks before can win the contract? His reply, in the Star, it must be true. He said, how can I reject? Why should I reject a company that was set up 3 days ago? If it is set up 1 day before also, I cannot reject. 1 day before also cannot cannot reject can meet all the financial criteria, millions and millions of ringgit, as well as tons of agreements and CVs that they must submit. One day also boleh lah. After I carried that BPC, today newspaper, he jawab lagi. He said, the way we award, very simple, very transparent, first come, first serve. Serious, I'm not quoting you wrong. It is in the newspapers, it is in the Star, it must be true. First come, first serve. That is the way they award the quota. And this is the government we have. That is SEDA. And here, with regards to the research for this particular job, I would like to thank someone else. Because I can't do everything. So some of the exposés that I do, someone else did the work. I'd like to thank Dr. Ong Kian Ming, who did the bulk of the research. Over to you. Dr. Ong, can you stand up? We need more and more of this type of caliber people to help make Malaysia a better country. And I say, do you want him to stand in the next general election? Yeah. Should he stand in the next general election? Yeah. Tell him he must stand in the next general election, or I don't want to see him again. Okay? That's my deal with you tonight. That is SEDA. Then as the Govind said just now, there is the issue of Talam. This Talam thing, I really don't know what to say. As Govind said, when he first called me, I really laughing. Accountant don't know how to count. You buy car, pay 40,000 ringgit, get 80,000 ringgit, or 60,000 ringgit car, it is 100,000 ringgit scandal. Don't know how it makes sense. The issue is very simple. What Tan Sri did when we came into power, we did an audit of all our state subsidiaries. And then suddenly found that we have 3 subsidiaries with loans that were unaccounted for. That means not in the books. Cannot find one, you look at the books, you cannot see the loan. But you see the accounts are 1 plus 1 equals 1.5. So there must be a half that's missing there. Where did that half go? So Tan Sri, look. 392 million Talam still owe the state government subsidiaries. Oh, he's very happy got money already. And it is in the Talam books. It's not that Talam did not record this debt. Talam recorded this debt, but these debts are hidden in the state government subsidiaries. During Barisan National time, not a single effort was made to recover this cash. Sama-sama dengan sekarang lah. We look at Tajuddin Ramli, 589.1 million. Not a single cent he has to pay back. The government just write it off. Ini kerajaan Barisan Nasional. But not Tan Sri. Tan Sri will squeeze blood out of you to collect every single cent back to make sure that the rakyat of Selangor do not suffer. There's a joke that I tell my interns. They always say I very kiam siap, don't pay them more. Is it my name? Kiam siap. So I say you have not met in one thing. In Penang, they are famous for being kiam siap. He is a lot more kiam siap than me. But when I tell Lim Guan Eng this story, Lim Guan Eng say, who say what? In Selangor, Tan Sri Khalid Ibrahim even more kiam siap than me. He will not let these people go on. He negotiated. You must remember, Talam is a company in financial distress. It was then. It has no cash. Tan Sri say no cash to upper. You pay me what cash you have, the rest I want to take all your properties. And we valued all the properties. We took it back. And we took back net asset value including cash of 392 million ringgit. Successfully completed. Announced on Bursa Malaysia. Cannot fly one on Bursa Malaysia. These people from MCA never seen a bailout before, called this a bailout. Bailout is when Talam gets away scot-free, don't have to pay. Bailout Bailout is not when they cough blood to pay you money. No wonder they have so many bailouts, because they didn't think it was bailouts. This is Barisan Nasional. Then what happened? After we exposed this, remember, 1 billion ringgit question, star front page, besar-besar, muka Dato' Chua Tiyong. Star front page, muka Chua Tiyong. Okay, this is on the 4th of July. 5th of July, sama muka Chua Tiyong on the front page. The Star. For those who are from Star here, I know there are a couple of you. I have no problems against you, the reporters. The problem is with the editorial board and the bosses. This is the Star. Front page. I did the PC together with Gobin. We responded. We collected the debt. Where got we buy the land? We never paid. You buy land, you must do S&P. Mana ada S&P? You ask any lawyer, to buy land, you must have S&P, betul tak? You ask Tan Sri, ada S&P tak? Tak ada. Kita kutip saja semua yang dibagi oleh Talam. We collected back our debt. And when I replied, after I replied, where did it come? It got published lah. Page 10, no headline, 2 lines in some article. And the 2 lines say this: meanwhile, DAP threatened to counter MCA claims that Selangor government is involved in the questionable deals over 1 billion. But it could not answer why the Selangor agency is yet to receive payment of the debts owed by Talam, despite the state government's successful debt recovery exercise. State government took it back already lah. How the state government want to dispute to its state subsidiaries, that is the state government's problem. At least we took back from Talam. We did not bail out Talam. But it is 2 lines in the Star on page 10. Okay? This is on what date? This is on the 7th of July. Then on the 6th of July, just a day before that, he carried another story, or front page again, on top, nice picture, underwater, undervalued. He said that among one of the pieces of land that we took back is underwater. The valuation given by the valuer is 60,000 per acre. The valuation given by the state is 80,000 per acre. So we overpaid. I look at it, I also worried a bit. Did Tan Sri overpay? Cannot be. Not possible, not Tan Sri. So I look at it, the entire settlement agreement, 13 parcels of lands. Some of them, they have professional valuers, they have the state valuer. But the state valued all the land, it added up to 676 million. The professional valuer valued it, all of it added up to 685 million. What does it mean? It means that the state recognized this land as 676 million, but we actually got a good deal because professional valuer valued all this land at a higher price of 685 million. We got a better deal. Instead of looking at the entire sheet of all the land that we took, they took out 1 line and said, we overpaid for this land. What type of accountant is this? I responded, and then you know what they said? Wow, this one headline big. Pua admits the Bestari Jaya land was overpriced. I just told you that we got a good deal. Overall, we saved the state 9 million ringgit. And yet you still harp on the fact that one of the piece of land, we paid a little bit more. Not paid a bit more. We took it, we valued it at a higher rate. And then, another one. Headlines again. Must remember, every time you say something, headlines. Every time I say something, somewhere inside. Does he look better than me? Front page, another one, another scandal, so to speak. Was it a sweetheart deal? No, was it a sweetheart deal? The claim is the state took a piece of land. Part of it again is underwater. Okay? And we took it at a valuation of, this one I can't be exact, about 80,000 per acre. But when we took over from Talam, miscommunication between Talam and the bank, they still owe the bank. The bank went to auction off the land. Forced sale. So by accident, kena forced sale, the forced sale price was 15,000 per acre. So a lot lower. So the state, he claims, lost 57 million ringgit. But again, all this information are in the public domain. This item has been reported in the Talam annual report already. What did the Talam annual report say? Talam is challenging the forced sale of this piece of land with the bank, saying that the forced sale is unjustified because this piece of land has already been handed over to the state government. That's not the important bit. The important bit was, in the Talam annual report, it stated very clearly, if the state is unable to recover the full value of the land, Talam has to provide and compensate another piece of land to the state government so that the state government can achieve the full value of the land. We are protected. It doesn't matter whether we sell for 15 ringgit, 20 ringgit, 100 ringgit, 10,000 ringgit. As long as Talam provides the guarantee, as long as we know Talam has more land, we can take more properties and assets from Talam until the day every single cent of the debt has been paid to the Selangor state government. This is our Menteri Besar. He looks at the fine print. He looks at all possibilities. He wants to make sure that the rakyat's interest is protected. This is Tan Sri Khalid Ibrahim. I always tell people, Tan Sri may not be the best orator, sorry, Tan Sri. He is a man of few words, but he lets his deeds do the talking. And I think that is more important than someone who can come on stage and rant, cakap saja tidak kuat. And what else? This time when I replied, didn't come out at all. The next one, they don't dare to put Tiyong on the front page already. This one is page 12, but on top, big line. Tiyong says, why burden a GLC? This is curious because this has nothing to do with the Talam debt, but it's got to do with a piece of property that was recovered from Talam. It said that PNSB, Permodalan Negeri Selangor Berhad, was forced to go into debt, 230 million of debt, by the Selangor state government to buy some of these pieces of land. So I looked. Actually, buy land, take a bit of loan, not a problem, right? What is important is what is the value of the land. Chua Tiyong say the land value of the land is 450 million. Okay? You take 230 million loan to buy a 450 million land, not a big deal. And what is PNSB doing? It is a property developer. Property developer don't buy land how to build houses, how to do business, how to make money, how to make profits. And the bank was willing to give the loan, which means the valuation was accurate. And the bank, not any chaplak bank, it's Maybank. Maybank gave the loan. They would have their valuers to make sure that the property is properly accounted for. And I responded. But this thing got me curious. I want to inspect Tan Sri also. That's the thing about Pakatan, we want to check on our own people. Now that this PNSB come out, nobody heard of PNSB before until Chua Tiyong raised it. So I thought, I better check on this company, how is its financial performance over the last few years. Will we lose face or not? Where did that piece of paper go? And I was very pleasantly surprised. I was seriously very pleasantly surprised. I would think we would do a bit better. But look at the results. During Barisan Nasional era, 2005, losses of 900,000. 2006, losses of 7.5 million. 2007, losses of 1 million. 2008, Tan Sri came in, found all the rubbish in there, losses of 15 million. 2009, profit of 8 million. This is net profit after tax, before tax even higher. 2010, net profit of 23.4 million. And the recently concluded accounts for 2011, record ever for PNSB, 28.4 million. So Tiyong never study accounts. He should have seen these figures, what? Or maybe he wants to criticize, this is just profits. This is not cash. No, nowadays you don't look at profits alone, you look at cash flow. So we look at cash. Chua Tee Yong said this company in 2009 has cash of 77 million ringgit. But the Tan Sri forced it to go into debt. Then I look at the cash balance in 2011. 92 million ringgit, even higher. We got more profits, we got more cash. What else? Besides cash, we look at assets. Maybe we sold all our assets, that's why our cash went up. 2008, the total assets of PNSB is 114 million ringgit. 2011, the total assets of the company is 823 million ringgit. Cover in liabilities as well, right? Accountants here will know. Cannot just look at assets, must look at liabilities. Okay, look at liabilities. Net tangible assets per share has gone up from 11 ringgit 55 cents to 13 ringgit 59 cents in 2011. Every single performance metrics of PNSB has improved under the Pakatan Rakyat state government. You all still want to bring back Barisan Nasional? You all still believe Chua Tee Yong? Cannot believe. And I tell you, all this effort, why is Chua Tee Yong getting so much privilege? The Star says this is the people's paper. Actually, it's the MCA's paper. So we hope the people know what to do. We hope that we have proven with numbers, facts and figures that Pakatan Rakyat is by far the better choice for the people of Malaysia to take over Putrajaya in the next general election. You may have heard all the good stories about Penang because our Chief Minister is quite good at selling ourselves. You may not have heard about the achievements of Selangor, but I hope tonight with the little examples I've managed to show, we are a much better government in Selangor. Pakatan Rakyat will deliver because we keep out your promises, we keep our promises, we do not take the people's money, we believe in good governance, we want competition and open tenders, and we want to prioritize the interests of all Selangorians in Malaysia. I can't speak too much longer. I've given enough stories for you all to digest. But here I'd like to specially thank once again all my team members for conducting an excellent fundraising campaign within a very, very short period of time. I know they went through stress, taking phone calls over the week in order to book all of you all in. Many people in front, but we can't sit everyone in front. And a lot of effort has been put in to launch the online campaign to make sure that we are able to collect all the money that we did in order to save Tony Phua from bankruptcy. Let me announce to you now the total estimated collection for the entire campaign. I think Bean just now has announced that the online campaign we managed to raise 150 million, 151. Talk about corruption, new millions too often already, so now always talk million. 151,000 ringgit from online donations. We have also collected 173,000 for the dinner so far, and tonight's donation 22,400. So in total, we have managed to collect